algebras. Here we go, here we go, here we go. This is video 2.1, midpoint definition of midpoint. Again, a lot of languages coming at you. That's what makes geometry a little bit difficult, you know. You gotta learn all these terms. Okay, so the first one we're gonna talk about is midpoint, okay? Midpoint is literally what it sounds like. You gotta love those words that tell you what they mean. It's the point in the middle of the segment, cuts a segment into two equal pieces. When we're talking about shapes, we won't use equals, we'll use congruent. Congruent means the same thing as equals, it just applies to shapes, okay? So a midpoint of a segment is a point that divides the segment into two congruent segments. A line, ray, or a segment that intersects a segment at its midpoint is said to bisect it, which means cuts it into two equal pieces, and then it ends up being the segment bisector. Okay, so keep it in mind. I'm going to zoom in on this diagram so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So look, B is the midpoint of segment AC. So the first thing I would do, I'm just going to highlight, we put one hash mark here, one hash mark here, and that tells you that AB, okay, the length of AB is the same as BC. It's midpoint, it's in the middle, okay? No reason to make it any more complicated than that. Also, B being the midpoint, because line L goes through that midpoint, then line L is the segment bisector of AC, which is what they're telling you over here, okay, in this bottom paragraph here. Okay, midpoint, midpoint, you gotta love it, okay? It tells you the answer. All right, so the first problem I wanna do is number 9, okay? And you're gonna see, you're just gonna be using your Algebra 1 skills from last year, and we know how much you guys love your Algebra 1, so this should not be a problem at all. All right, here we go, number 9. It says H is the midpoint of segment GI. So the first thing you might want to do is put one hash mark here and put one hash mark here. All right, you're saying H is the midpoint. Well, guess what? All you got to do is know that GH, okay, equals HI, because H is in the middle, right? All right, well, all we're going to do is replace the algebra they gave you. Look, they said 5x plus 2 is GH. So put 5x plus 2 here. HI is the other half, and look, it's 9x minus 10. If you're starting to say that this class is really a lot like Algebra 1, you're right, okay? I like to call it visual algebra. We're going to give you diagrams, you're just going to pull the algebra out of it and solve. All right, here we go. Can't simplify the left, can't simplify the right, so let's get the x's together. Now you have negative 4x plus 2 equals negative 10. Then look, you get your classic two-stepper, right? So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. I'm going to get negative 4x equals negative 12, divide by negative 4, x equals 3. Let me unzoom a little bit. All right, now don't do Mr. Mac. I'll get that 3 and I'll get all happy. Did they want x? No, look, they wanted you to find GH. So GH is right here. It's the expression 5 times x plus 2, okay? We're finding GH. All you gotta do is plug in your $3 in for there. So that'll be 15 plus 2, and then that'll be 17, okay? That's what they wanted. They just wanted GH. And yes, you're right. I just heard someone say that. Yes, GH is 17 and HI is 17. So if you were to add those together, then the whole length of GI would be 34. But they just wanted GH. Okay, midpoint, the point in the middle, just like it sounds. All right, that's video 2.1 geometry. Good talking to you.